been really wanting to make this video telling you about like what resources I used, what I thought was helpful. I'm kind of the guy that likes to like use a bunch of different ones, and then I come to the realization at the end like I used too many. So I wanted to tell you about my experience, and hopefully it's helpful to you, because like I said, I didn't find any resource specifically, like video resource talking about this. So whenever I have an exam, anyone has an exam, usually you like to use a QBank resource and maybe a written resource. I used a couple QBanks for the neurology board. So shout out to TrueLearn. As you know, I'm part of like the TrueLearn influencer program. I love their products. They've helped me through my complex exam. They helped me through my neurology board exam. My friends have also used TrueLearn and they really liked it as a resource. So I would say when you're studying for the neurology board exam, TrueLearn is a great resource. I really liked it because it's detailed. So it's not just like, do you know the answer? It's higher level thinking. It gives great descriptions. There's amazing pictures associated with the question. So if you want to check it out, go on TrueLearn's website, and you can, I think, even do like a trial to see what the questions are like. So that was awesome. I used TrueLearn for Write as well, which was super helpful. So TrueLearn, #1 QBank resource. Also used a little bit of Board Vitals. That one is a little bit more just direct to the point. So if that's something you're looking for. And I also used the AAN Neuro QBank, but that one's more has like outlines and some videos. So I would say that one is just a good additional supplement if you want. But I'm going to be honest, I didn't really go through all those outlines because to me, some of it felt a little too straightforward, but I thought the questions were okay. Just if you want more practice questions, if the TrueLearn and the Board Vitals didn't help you out and you want something else, go for it. Written resources. So I guess it's kind of a written resource, but the Comprehensive Review in Clinical Neurology, that's like basically a QBank book. I did a few chapters in that. I thought that was helpful. So I would recommend that. I had Mayo Clinic Neurology board review book. I wish I used it just in general for like general knowledge, but it's a big book. So I think it's a good resource if you like don't understand a concept and you want to jump to that, but I can't see it being like a sole resource. I love the continuums. I think I've talked about continuums before. Those are from the AAN, the continuum. So has different like topics, like movement disorders, neuromuscular. Those are amazing. But like I said, if you're in a fellowship, if you don't have any time, then your best bet is like QBanks. So those were the main resources I used. Retrospectively, I think I was a little too like concerned about having a written resource when I would have just like stuck to the QBanks, and when I didn't know something, just like read about it, because I don't know, I think there's just something about like having a book which makes you feel like you're like learning more. But the last thing that I did, which I thought was crucial, and this is what a lot of the QBanks do, is the American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology like publishes a content outline. In the content outline, they literally say like what the topics are going to be. And like the last week before the test, what I did was like I looked at the content outline and I would just like go through it. Like if there was some disease, something that I didn't know, I'd like Wikipedia it, I would read about it. And I wish I did that like much sooner and like develop my own outline for it, because they're giving you the test. They're telling you like there's going to be a question on, I don't know, some leukodystrophy, and you have to know like the genetics behind it. Like they tell you that. And I wish I just like went through all that a couple of times and I would have felt great. And I think that's what the QBanks do. They really try to solidify that information by going through the content outline. I know TrueLearn does specifically, but I would do the QBank and I would like go through it and like maybe look at some written resources by doing that. Just to recap, find a QBank. I like TrueLearn. You can use other ones like Board Vitals. There's now you know Neuro. There's like a ton of different QBanks you could try. I think a lot of them have free trials, so that's one thing you can do to see what you like. Second thing would be, don't like be overly concerned about finding a written resource. I think use the written resource as supplements, because most likely you have no time. I'm in a fellowship that's mostly outpatient, so I have like a little bit more time, But if you are in a fellowship that's super busy, like stroke per se, then you might not have a lot of time, so focus on the Q banks. And then last tip, major tip, would be look at the ABPN content outline, because it is crucial that you can like go through it and you can feel confident going into the test knowing like, hey, I literally looked at the topics they're picking from, so you'll feel secure in that way. So quick video, neurology board exam, just some tips on resources to use, and I hope you guys crush it, and I'll see you in the next video.